What is up, guys and gals, and welcome back to another A51 Collects video. Now, today we have a treat for you. We are going to be opening up some Topps 1989 update. Fresh box bought on eBay. We're going to crack it open. We're going to pull some of the big rookie cards out of there. Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, just to name a couple of them. We're going to take a look at the conditioning of the cards and show you guys what we look for when we're looking to send a card off to PSA. I hope you liked the video. If you don't mind helping a new channel out, please like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments below whether you like videos like this to help you make the best decisions on whether to send your cards off. I hope you guys liked the video. Let's get into it.
We have a really cool episode for you guys tonight. We are going to be digging through some 89 Topps traded sets. We have quite a few here. I think I have 8 that I've been buying up. Hunting some
those 89 traded
I
sets,
know.
man.
I'm going to be raiding it for some junk wax gold. Every single one of them. Yeah. So I want to get in it, man. Can we open? Can I open?
I'm ready.
Yeah. So and I'm looking forward to doing this.
As you're opening these, I do want to ask you the questions as it pertains to grading and what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm going to move some of these off.
As you're kind of thumbing through here, when you get to that first card, just give us your immediate reaction on what you're thinking, and then we can kind of go into more detail, I guess, closer on screen.
Okay. So here's the thing. I do want to talk about this. All right. So I've got these separated. So I moved 4 off the screen. Those came from 2 different sellers. Now, let's look at the boxes, okay? A lot of times when I get these in, I can tell from the box that there's some, how they've been kept. In this case, this is pretty good, but when you start turning it around, you can tell that there's, some stuff coming off the box. Down here, you can see that there's a lot of edge wear, on the edges and corners. And that tells me very much that this has been taken out of a case and probably shuffled around a few times, okay? Typically, if they sit in a case, they don't look quite like that. Same thing when I look at some of these others. I'm going to find another good one. Like this is a solid one. Oh, so this one looks really good on the front, right? But you can tell there's kind of some corner wear here. Okay. A little bit of corner wear here. But overall, this one looks like it's been okay. And then you turn it over, and you see that there's a price tag on it. Well, that price tag means that somebody had this sitting on a shelf for sale at some point in time. So not fresh out of the case. Now, these 4 that I have sitting here, these are ones that I know because I've bought a couple from this seller before. If you look at these are really clean boxes on the outside. They look really nice. The bottom is clean. I know it's hard because I've got a light kind of shining on for the cards, but the bottom is super clean. I bought these. I bought 2 from this guy before, and he had a bunch listed, and I went on, and he said they were all out of a case, and he had a picture of the case on there. So for me, I was like, okay, well, I know that he is definitely going to have probably quality stuff, or there's a better chance it's quality stuff. And if they say it's fresh out of the case, there's a lot less chance that they've already opened it and picked it, because that's the problem. A lot of people will go through it, pick it. If it's not tins, they pack it back up and ship it, right?
Right. There's no sealer on it. There's no wrap.
Right. These are not wrapped or anything. So you have to be careful. You have to look right here. If you look on the edge right here, you can see if they've opened this box, this is a little flap. The way that this tucks underneath here, if they've opened this box, these flaps bend right here, okay? So you can tell because these have been tampered with, if they've opened these. In this case,
these are straight 30-year-old tips right here.
Right. So in this case, look at this one. See how this one is kind of folded up? That means at some point in time, somebody tried to open this box, right, and get this open, because you can tell on here that somebody opened. See how it bows out right here, and this is loose? That means somebody has messed with this and probably opened this one before.
Gotcha.
Whereas the difference is, if you look at this one is super nice and tight. Down the seam here, there's no tampering evident with the seals on the edges. I'm very confident that this has never been opened, so we'll be the first person to view eyes on the cards inside, and that's what we want. Let's do it. So we'll open the one that I think has been searched already and go with that one. I'm actually going to move these over so that I can break a little closer and not kill my camera again.
As well.
I'm going to be pretty careful with this. I don't want to tear the box. I don't resell these. I keep them all because you never know what they will become value-wise, but you do have to be a little gentle. The trick to opening these a lot of the times is you actually hold it on its side like this, and you kind of pull up on this here and just kind of wiggle it free until the flaps, you just push these edges back until the flaps kind of come out from underneath there, and then you can open it without tearing anything. But it is still quite the challenge. And you don't want to press too hard inside there because you're right on the cards. There's no cello. There we go. There's no cello or anything in here for the cards. You literally open it and they look like a brick just stuck in there waiting on the autofocus to come in.
And I think that I've seen you open this once before, and aren't the cards in random order? Like,
yeah.
There's no way to know if the Barry Sanders is the front card or in the middle or in the back. You don't know.
Right. And so when you're looking at this, I can tell you that there's a good chance that this has been searched, because typically if it hasn't been searched, these cards, they're like wavy in here. So they're like, some are down, some are up, some are down, some are up, some are down, some are up, because of the way that it's put into the box in the factory. In this case, these are all fairly even, which means that most likely this has been packed back down, meaning they took them out, looked at them, stuck them back in, and closed the lid down on top of them, okay? And that's typically what that means. So it gives you a little bit of insight to know what to look for in these. So pull these out here.
Yeah.
Be as gentle as I can, because these are right on the edge of the box. So it is not easy to get them out. And their cardboard is old and very dry. Goodness, and they fall out. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to set this pile right here. So at the top of this, we have the checklist card. And it gives you, they have the T underneath them or beside them because these are the traded cards. So I'm going to fan through these because I know our autofocus is going to be a little weird. I'm going to fan through them and find the ones we're looking for.
Okay.
People can see kind of the different names as we look for who we want. Now these cards, I can tell you, look okay. These actually may be pretty good. So I'm excited already.
That's good. So you can already tell just from thumbing through the first couple that the print run might be pretty good as far as gradability goes.
Yeah, I mean, the key on these is centering. So there's our Derek Thomas right here. Centering looks really good on this Derek Thomas on the front.
Yeah.
On the back, that's pretty solid too. I'll show it a little clearer. I'm going to set this down so I can penny sleeve this right now.
Yeah, I'm catching up on my screen. I'm excited to see it.
Alright, so we'll set that down here. And keep looking for the big three. There's a Herschel Walker, for those of you that know Herschel Walker. Unfortunately, that card's not worth a whole lot, but he is a name.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Thomas now. That's real clean.
It's really nice. I like it a lot.
The corners look really good too.
Yeah, I like it a lot. There's our Barry. Oh, man. Whoo. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, that might be. That's close. That's real close. Man, there's a little bit you can tell from the sides, but that's real good top bottom centering.
Nice.
My goodness. And that's clean backside. You know, sometimes there's a big splotch right here from the printing. It's not faded. There's not a lot of fading there. There's no spot. I know Sam got his in and he had a giant printing spot right here. There's no issues. The corners are perfect. Super excited about that.
Look, it looks sharp, man. You're right. This print run's really nice. This print run's definitely better than the last time I saw you open it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and actually top load some of these because I want to make sure that I don't screw anything up here.
I wish Topps still had a NFL license.
Yeah, My goodness, that is a really, really, really pretty Barry Sanders. I am super excited about this.
How many Barry Sanders tops traded have you seen? And then, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you put that one?
I mean, as far as what I've seen, you know, in my hands, oh, I don't know, solid 20, 25 probably. Mm-hmm. As far as looking at grades, I have not held a graded one in my hand, but I've looked at enough on eBay. I've done some research for my friend Sam, and you know, looking at them that way. This Derek Thomas, I'm going to show this now that I got it top loaded. Very even on the front. You're looking, just so you know, so people know what we're looking for here. See these two lines here on the edges? Those are going to show you your centering better than anything else on the front, okay? If they're uneven, off, like way off, they look a little off, but they're actually pretty close. If they're way off, sometimes this one will be significantly thicker over here than this one, and this one will be real thin. You can see it immediately, and you know that the front of the card is off center, so you're already not going to get a 10. And then you go to the back, and you look at the back, you know, I'll turn it upright like this. You know, you're looking for centering, top here, bottom here, side and side. Those are getting you your centering grades, and centering is really hard on these. Probably the hardest part of all of it is the centering. And then you're also looking
and that's the key with most cards printed pre-1990.
Right. And then you're looking in the green here. You're looking for non-faded in the green. The ink on the backs of these, the way that they're printed, it's a different printing on the back than the front. These wear just from touching them. Your thumb will rub the green right off of these. So you got to be really careful. This one is probably the best I have ever seen on the back holding in my hand on this Derek Thomas. As far as the green, it is nearly perfect. There's no spots, there's no rubbing. The green is dark, it's clean, the edges are great. The only thing I see is there's a little bit of centering off on the top to bottom. But it's very, very, I don't know, it's minimal. So I'm hopeful that still pulls a 10, because they're usually a little lax with that, because I don't know that there is a perfect centering on these cards. All right, let's get back to hunting this box, because we got a lot to go.
Well, especially since the rest of the card qualities definitely pick up any slight centering off-centeredness.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, this box is definitely good. I wonder what they were searching for then, if they opened.
Well, and I mean, there's a chance that they may have just opened the top and looked at them and then put them back. Like, they may not have actually looked for grading. It could have been opened years ago. I mean, there's any number of things. So,
sure.
You know, that's definitely a possibility. Yeah, Sandlot, it is nice, man. I like it. Nerd Holla, thanks for joining us tonight. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Nerd Holla.
I'm showing all of them in the first one. In the second one, I probably won't. Okay, here we go. So we got Troy Aikman next. This one's going to be this is going to be a good example. Okay. It's hard for you to see, but right here above my finger, you see that little line? It's very hard to see to the naked eye. It's probably even hard to see on the camera, but there's a little line right there coming from the T to the edge. That is a print defect that is on 99% of these Troy Aikmans, okay? Sometimes it's real bad, sometimes it's finite and barely even seeable to the naked eye. So, something to notice there, that's a print defect. The other thing is, this is a prime example. See how it's thick here and not thick here on the lines on the side?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That right there is a prime example of an uncentered card. This will not pull a 10. Might pull a 9, depending on everything else. So let's take a look. If we look at the back, you can see the off-center on the back. Up here at the top especially, it's just significantly off.
Color looks really good on it.
But the color's pretty good. It's not nearly as crisp as the Derek Thomas, but it's good. Now, this is a prime example. I'm going to go ahead and sleeve and top load this. This is a prime example, though. This is the same box. and they don't look alike. None of the 3 cards, the money cards we've pulled so far, look alike as far as printing quality. Right? The printing quality on the back is different as far as the ink, the green, whether it's nice and crisp, whether it's, faded and kind of rubbed a little bit. This is not faded too much, but it's definitely more faded on this Troy Aikman than on the crisp Derek Thomas. But, 9 times out of 10, as long as you're buying right on the internet and making sure that you're not just buying a dinged up box that looks like it's been football's been played with it, your corners are going to be pretty good. Obviously, on all of these, the corners are pretty much perfect. And then as far as the actual surface quality, you're on these, a lot of times you'll get a very chalky feel from touching them. That's part of the reason I make sure I wear the gloves. One, I don't like the way it makes my hands feel. It dries out your hands. The other thing is, the way this cardboard is, and at the age it is, it will pull the oil right off your fingers. So you want to try to take as much precaution. Yeah, you want to try to take as much precaution as you can when you're opening these. All right, we got one more hit to go to here. We're looking for the Deion Sanders rookie. There's Mike Webster. This is a good one, not for grading, but because this man was extremely old playing football. Look at his significantly gray hair. He was a coach. He coached, and then he decided he wanted to play, so they brought him back after being a coach to be a player. No joke.
How old is he,
I think it says on here. Let's see. He was the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line coach in 1989, but decided, in February of 1989, but then decided on March 30th to return to the playing field.
That's awesome.
At the time of printing this, he had been to more Pro Bowls than any offensive lineman in history. He helped the Steelers to 4 Super Bowl victories. He holds Steeler records of 220 games played across 15 seasons. Prior to this card for the Chiefs, by the way. And this is a long time ago. So those stats, I'm sure, have changed.
He's the Frank Gore of offensive linemen?
Apparently. Rodney Pete Stoyanovich. Matt Millen. Man, probably one of the worst GMs in history, I think. Led the Lions to continue to be what they are today.
Was he the 0-16 guy?
Matt Millen? I think so. Maybe. I don't remember.
Is he the head coach?
No.
I know Kidno was the quarterback.
He was GM.
Oh.
Responsible. There's Steve Young. There we go. Neon Dion. Okay. Let's look at this.
Best defensive back to ever play football.
Yeah, really good. So I like the centering on this. This looks really, really good centering. Color is amazing. I think this has a chance to pull 10.
Oh, yeah.
Sandlot, I understand, Lawrence Taylor. I understand. I mean, if we take off-field antics out of it, I think it's an arguable idea. But I do think that Dion is probably one of the best corners to ever play. I would say he's the best corner.
He's the best corner to ever play, for sure.
All right, I'm going to say that this Dion probably fetches a 10 pretty clearly. Centering on the front is perfect.
You are on your grading calls, and for you to call 2 potential 10s out of this box, that's a really, really, really good box.
I'm pretty excited. I am pretty excited on this. This is this Dion is probably the best one I've ever seen. I would say it's probably perfect.